Hey everybody, welcome into the Delmarva Sports Insider, the only live and local show dedicated to giving you all local sports all the time. I'm Sports Director Brandon Bosser.
What's up, it's your Chili Sports Anchor Devin J. Martin. Is our Governor's Challenge DSI show.
Yes, so exciting because we have seen so many great performances, great games. We've seen some amazing top plays. Tonight, we've got the dunk contest. We saw some amazing dunks, not just from Kareem Bolden from Decatur, who was participating, but also from some of these kids from around the nation.
Yep, and it was the All-Star game today in terms of All-Star action, so they had the three-point contest as well and the skills challenge. Plus, we had a whole bunch of local teams also hitting the hardwood all day for day 4 of the Governor's Challenge.
Yeah, so let's start with the Snow Hill Eagles as they take on Sussex Central. This turned out to be a fantastic matchup.
These are two teams that are pretty solid in both of their respective conferences.
I would say Snow Hill is one of the contenders in the 1A for the state championship.
And I would also say Sussex Central is at that level or just a notch below in the Henlopen as well. So this is kind of a great litmus test to kind of see if it's the best of the best of the Henlopen better or is the best of the best the Bayside
Well, let's go ahead and find out.
Now, Snow Hill, Sussex Central, we're going to start in the first quarter. Cameron Purnell gets the jumper to go right here from the mid-range off the dribble. But here come those Eagles. Former Pocomoke Warrior Keandre Nixon gets the rebound, and he goes coast to coast and lays it up off the glass. You're going to see him on the screen right there. He's like, you know what, I'm going to do it myself, and he gets the and one, too.
Keandre Nixon, fantastic athlete coming over from Pocomoke, finally with a team that can get him some help.
Yeah, Snow Hill going on a run, but Philip Dowdy Jr. tries to stop it with a 3-ball. No problem for him. All silk on that shot. Great shot, but Snow Hill remains unfazed. As Tyler Reddick gets the pass, shot is good. And one, and that's another and one for Snow Hill.
Yeah, Tyler Reddick is one of those players who was underrated coming into the tournament, and he really put up some numbers. Snow Hill dominating throughout this contest, but the real story here came when Jaden Hudson scored his 1,000th point in his high school career tonight. He was honored at the middle of the court during the third quarter. Huge congratulations to Jaden, who's one of the best players in the entire Bayside Conference. He gets his 1,000th point just a couple of days after teammate Keandre Nixon just got his 1,000th point at the Governor's Challenge. And they also get the win, 75-61 over Sussex Central. Hey, we talked with Hudson after the game. Let's talk about that milestone that he achieved.
I mean, it feels great. I mean, we went 2-0, and plus that, I mean, that's a good accolade to have in my high school career. So that's a good. I mean, it's good. I love it, man. My teammate Keandre Nixon got it the other day, so I see how it felt. So I was like, next game I gotta get it, So it felt great. I felt the love.
Do it in front of all the college coaches as well. Did it in front of the biggest spotlight here on the Eastern Shore for basketball during the holiday season, too.
That's fantastic. He went out there, he said, you know what? Nixon just did that. I want to do that, too. That was great. That was great to hear from him. All right, now let's move on to another Bayside squad in the Shore Showcase. This time the Bennett Clippers. They were against the defending DIAA state champions from Delaware, the Salesianum Sows, who many think have a great chance of repeating this year.
Yeah, they definitely look
like
it.
Test.
Yeah, they looked like it today, too, in terms of Sally's. Great ball movement, great skill. It was up to see if Bennett could match up with the size and athleticism of the Sallies.
Right, so let's go ahead and jump into those highlights now. Jace Hudson starts things off for the Clippers. Hard drive to the bucket. And the soft finish gets the and one call. Clippers and Sal's back and forth early on. Here's Kareem Thomas, transition. Left alone, dared to shoot, and he makes them pay with the tray ball. Hudson responds on the other end. Fast break, nothing in front of him except for the rim. Hudson wins that battle. Slam dunk right there. Then it's Hudson again, this time from long range. He can do it all for Bennett. But Sally's was right there with the Clippers in transition. 4 players, tough on the ball here, beautiful passing, leading to a cutting layup for Thomas.
Yeah, you can see the ball movement right there. Sally's was doing a great job of getting the open man to feed. Look at that play, just the play before and that one right there. Bennett was in this game, but Sally showed why they're the champs of the first day. A beautifully ran fast break, an easy layup for Justin Hins. Kai Smullen scores a tough bucket on the other end, a nice drive and finish, but Bennett was keeping pace, but Sally's skill and synergy starting to overwhelm the Clippers. Isaiah Hinson gets the feed in the corner, knocking down the 3. Sal's had too much firepower for Bennett. 3 players for Sally scored over 19 points. Jace Hudson had a great game for Bennett. He had 29. Zakai Smolin had 15. Darren Collins had 14. But the Clippers just couldn't get enough stops in this one. Sally's would win over Bennett 78-67.
Hey, great job by Bennett to keep up with the Sals. That shows us a lot about this Clipper team.
Now let's go to another game in the short showcase. This is Polytech and North Carolina. Now Davian Stevenson starts things off with the floater. He knocks it down right there. But the Bulldogs, they bite right back. Tyson Weber strips him from behind, and he takes it all the way to the layup over the defense and gets it with the left hand.
Nice heads-up play, too.
North Carolina heating up from distance right here. Weber drives. He finds a man in the corner who swings it to an open Asai Bell from college three, drains it.
That's the extra pass. Beautiful pass.
Absolutely. A lot of these teams are showing good ball movement, which is good coaching and unselfish basketball. It was a close one after the first quarter, 12-12, but the Panthers took over in the second. Colin Chappell drains the 3 for Polytech. He had 3 of them in this game. The Panthers turned it up a whole whole other level in the second and third quarters, outscoring the Bulldogs combined 33-14. That cranked up defensive pressure, stealing the ball left and right like thieves in the night. North Carolina had 22 turnovers. Poly had 14 steals. So when you steal the ball like that and you find the open man, you're bound to get easy buckets. Polytech wins by 17. Jalen Anderson had another double-double, 16 points, 13 boards, leading the Panthers to victory.
Yeah, a great game for Polytech. They continue to impress us this year. We thought they had lost a lot of talent, but they've been doing really well so far in the Governor's Challenge. Now to Salisbury School facing H.D. Woodson. Dragons looking for their first win of the Gov Challenge. This game was all about 2 players, Pierce Vasquez and, of course, the great Tyler Ball. The 2 connect for a bucket there. Salisbury School dominating from the opening tip, winning the first quarter 28-5 behind Ball and Vasquez. Tyler Ball may have had the performance of the Gov Challenge. We'll talk about this a little later. 28 points, 11 rebounds, and finishing off with 10 steals to make it a triple-double for him. Pierce Vasquez arguably had just as good of a game, if not better. His stat sheet definitely just as ridiculous. 34 points, 16 boards, and if that's not crazy enough, 18 of 22 from the foul line.
That's a Joel Embiid stat line right there.
Yeah, it sure is. And for him to go to the foul line, make, what is that, 85% of his free throws?
He only missed 4, so that's great.
I know that they stress free throws at Salisbury School as well. Great fundamentals there. And you know what? Salisbury School goes on to win this game. Fantastic job by them, and a great game for Tyler Ball as well. All right, now it's time for us to talk about the top performers from the week that we've seen. And we're going to try and stick with some of the players that maybe don't get the spotlight as much as they should. So let's begin with a Colonel Richardson freshman guard, Jazir Dickerson. Dickerson has been absolutely impressive. 21 points today against Delmarva, 20 points, 4 assists, 6 steals in their win against Indian River. The 9th graders shooting 9 for 9 from the field in that game against IR. Colonel has a very impressive young player at their disposal for the next few years.
This is a coming out party for him. This is a future star in the making. You can't, a senior wouldn't be able to do that, going 9 for 9.
Fantastic job.
Not one miss at all on the field from the field.
Congratulations, Jazir.
Now
we're watching you.
Yeah, I mean, he's a future star in the making. Now let's move on. Tracy Johnson, he's great on the football field, a monster of a running back, but he can hoop too. From Woodbridge, he had a great game against Easton. 24 points, 5 boards, 4 assists, and 4 steals. So getting it done on the offensive side, getting it done on the defensive side, getting a few boards, and getting his teammates involved. And he was also clutch from the line, 12 of 14 from the charity stripe. Now, when you look at, if that's an NBA player, you're pretty impressed. When it's a high schooler hitting 12 of 14, that's really great.
Yeah, so I just want to say, update the rosters, please, because we've been thinking it's Isaiah Newton. It's actually Tracy Johnson who's been wearing number 5. It says Tracy Johnson, number 4 in the books. Hey, Tracy Johnson.
Well, I knew that was him. You could recognize that beard anywhere.
He takes that hard nose running into basketball, and it is great to watch. Now we have one of the more surprising performances of the tournament so far. DeXavian Dix from Snow Hill, 15 points, 9 blocks against Laurel. I talked to Laurel's head coach the other day who said, my goodness, we didn't know that this kid was going to be this disruptive in the paint. Shocked the Bulldogs in the paint. They had absolutely no answers for the wingspan of DeXavian. 9 blocks and really disrupted Laurel in that 84-48 victory.
And he's showing why it's not all just about offense, but defense too. 9 blocks, that's amazing. And, at that point, when you're an offensive player and you know a guy's got a 5 or 6 blocks, you're
Makes
hesitating.
You think twice.
You got to hesitate, and for half a second,
Makes you think
may
twice.
not take that shot, and that means the defender did his job, and that means Xavier Diggs did his job in that game. Now, how about Davian Stevenson from Polytech? He set the world on fire in their Governor Challenge opener win with 27 points and 13 rebounds and 2 blocks, and he's only a sophomore. He also shot 11 of 16 from the field. So, Brandon, we got a lot of young guys that are coming up. We got a lot of young guys that are ready to carry the torch here on Delmarva. Stevenson then followed that up with 10 points and 7 boards. Again, a 27-point game and a double-double, 27 and 16. That's looking like prime Kevin Love out there.
Fantastic to watch. Polytech gets another really good young player. Now let's move on to this kid who's already known in the Bayside, maybe a front runner for player of the year in the Bayside North. 10th grader Easton's Marshall Bailey started off the tournament 28 points, 7 boards, 5 assists, 4 blocks. This kid's absolutely insane. He followed that up with a 17-point performance, complete with a 4-piece mix and match deal. 4 boards, 4 assists, 4 steals. Kid can do everything.
Yeah, now obviously, you know, he's one of the players that people knew about a little bit because he was a monster as a freshman for Easton. But now that LaShawn Moody is gone from Easton's backcourt, it's really all up to Marshall Bailey.
He can finish at the rim as well. He's a tremendous player.
He can do everything, and he's only a sophomore. Finally, probably the top performer, Tyler Ball. He was averaging, over 28 a game already. He had a triple-double today, 28 points, 11 rebounds, 10 steals, in their game over St. John's Catholic Prep yesterday. He also had 32 points in that game. So he's known to get buckets, but when you're getting double-digit rebounds and 10 steals, that's great.
Yep, great to see Tyler Ball at the tournament because he always puts up numbers. He's great to watch. He is an uncommitted guard, one of the best uncommitted guards around in the Bayside or in Maryland, I should say, this side of the bridge. Let's talk about a couple other guys. After this, who else flashed their skills on the Governor's Challenge this week? Let us know on social media, please. We want to shout out these players. I want to take some time to say Jaisir Valentine, 16 points, 13 boards, 7 blocks for Kent County. He doesn't get as much attention because he's all the way up in Wharton, but he had a fantastic week.
Yeah, and I got Nasai Bell, the quarterback that's also can hoop too, 23 points in his game against Milford earlier, and a double-double against Polytech. So he can do it all.
Another great pick. All right, that'll do it for the A block. We're calling our first time out. When we return, it's the dunk contest. You won't want to miss this. That plus the top performers from the ladies coming up next on DSI.
I'm Darrell Little from Dover High. You're watching Delmarva Sports Insider.